with by the look in your eye, I can tell you're gonna cry. Is it over me? If it is, save your tears, for I'm not worth it, you see. For I'm the type of boy who is all on the run. Wherever I lay my hat, that's my home. I'm telling you, that's my home. You had romance. Did you break it by chance over me? If it's so, I'd like to know that I'm not worth it, you see. For I'm the type of boy who's always on the run. Oh yeah, and my voice. Wherever I'm a lay my hat, that's my home. That's my home. Oh, you keep telling me, I'm your man. My voice gets worse. I sing, I know. What do I have to do to make you understand? Oh, I'm the type of guy who gives the girl the eye. Everybody knows. I've got the rhythm back now. But I love them and I lead them, break their hearts and deceive them everywhere I go. Don't you know that I'm the type of man, and I just completely lost the song? I have completely got off track with the song. I thought I could handle that one, I couldn't. I was supposed to be. That was supposed to be Paul Young, wherever I lay my hat, that's my home. And I completely and utterly buggered it up. Welcome, Kachunga, my friends. Kachunga! Kachunga! I am Trev the Rev. I ain't no vicar. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Just one joke today. I'm going to start the show with just one joke. Let's just do two jokes today. Start with, I will let, hey Google, what's today's joke?
What do you get when you put a vest on an alligator? An investigator.
See, that's clever. And that may have heard that one before. That is clever. I like that one. That joke's got a real bite to it. Alligator bite. Here's a question. This is a joke. Question. What fish? Can you name a fish? What fish? Can you name a fish that starts with a K and ends with a K? Now, careful. I just screwed that joke up as well. Kilmarnock. There you go. I almost met that joke completely up. Kilmarnock. Now you're going to say there's no fish called Kilmarnock. No, it's a place in Scotland. A place you eat the fish is called a place. Kilmarnock is a place in Scotland. I know. Oh God! Oh, I know. Anyway, let's get on with the usual shenanigans, as I like to catch you on the show. This show is brought to you by me, at the Rev, and ain't no pickup. Now, if you like the show, if you enjoy the show, please hit that like button to get more likes. You know, I like to get more likes. If you haven't yet subscribed and you would like to see some more of my shows, please hit my subscribe button, funny enough. And when you want to know when the next show is coming out, ring my bell. Ring the bell, heading along, heading. Yes. Wishes. Yes, all misses, all misses. Now, you may have been confused by the title of this show. By the title of the show. Now, you know it's going to be some form of mystery because, as of late, I've been doing mystery after mystery after mystery after mystery. You know, I'd like to impose the show with these mysteries of the earth, the creatures of the earth. And there are many creatures of this earth that have been proved they exist, don't they exist? Is it true? Isn't it true? Are they made up? I mean, for example, in Scotland, funny enough, in the British Isles where I am, you've got the Loch Ness monster. The Loch. You can't say Loch Ness monster. You got to put it Loch, Loch Ness monster, aka Nessie. Um, you've got the Tasmanian devil. I don't mean the cartoon version. You know, I mean, he exists. You know the Tasmanian devil is. He's always trying to attack Bugs Bunny. Come on, come on. You know he exists. There's other many others. So what I want to talk to, and I do believe he's linked other names. He has gone by the Sasquatch. He has gone by the Yeti. He has gone by the abominable snowman. I presume. I believe these all linked together. I'm talking about. Now, I'm not on about a bloke with size 15 shoes either. Before you, anyone wants to say that. Ooh. In America, there is a legend about a creature called Bigfoot. Now, I've heard of Bigfoot virtually all my life in one form or another. I have read the legends in the books and stuff that say, does this creature exist? Does this creature not? It is known in other countries. As I said earlier, Canada has Sasquatch. I think it's Canada has Sasquatch. There's a Yeti as well. There's a abominable snowman. They're all links, but Bigfoot to me is the more common name of. Is it a man? Is it a monster, or is it a myth? Well, let's start with the facts. Let's start with the facts, so I can bring you forward with the facts, and then you can come to your own conclusion of the facts. Does he exist? Does he exist? What sort of creature is he? Now, to start with, there are many shows. I mean, I'm not saying many shows. I can name two top of my head that really have grabbed me. The mythical stories of Bigfoot. Does he exist? Doesn't he exist? And I'm talking about two shows. One's called Expedition Bigfoot, which just started on British TV, and I've been thoroughly enjoying that. And the other one, I believe it's called Hunt for Bigfoot or something like that. That's where they get a lot of people who've supposedly seen Bigfoot at a meeting, and then they go hunting in the areas. Um, like many of these shows, they never actually bring Bigfoot forward. It's like Most Haunted; they never actually produce a ghost. Um, it's like Curse of Oak Island, and so far they've never seen the treasure they're looking for. They find little bits, but not the main treasure they're looking for. They can't. Easy if they can't really do it, because if they did it, that'd be the end of the show, wouldn't it? That'd be the end of the show. So you need to watch these shows with the open mind, expecting that you're not really ever going to find it. Just find hints and bits and pieces of what's going on. Touch. What's next? Foot, the left foot or the right foot? So let's go. Let's go on with the facts, and we can go from there, can't we? Yes, we can. Yes, we can indeed. Ooh, yes. Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, I said that earlier on, is a giant like creature that is said to roam the Pacific Northwest. There is scant physical evidence that such creatures exist, but Bigfoot buffs are convinced that they do, and science will soon prove it. Now, far off, there's so things on the shows I've seen that is going that way. I can agree with that. While most sightings of Bigfoot occur in the Northwest, the creatures have been reported all over the country. There are many native myths and legends of wild man in the woods, but Bigfoot, per se, has been around for almost 50 years. Interest in Bigfoot grew rapidly during the second half of the 20th century, spurred by magazine articles of the time. Most similarly, December 1959, true article describing the discovery of a large mysterious footprints the year before in Bluff Creek, California. If you don't believe in Bigfoot, singular or plural, you're not alone. According to 2007 Baylor Religion Survey, only 16% of Americans said that Bigfoot absolutely or probably exists, with 44% regarding probably not, and with 40% saying that they absolutely do not exist. In contrast, over twice as many people believe in ghosts or astrology. So, as I said, he's a legend. Almost like Elvis Presley is a legend. By far the most common evidence for Bigfoot. You always get a tinny throat, don't you, when you're trying to be serious for a second? Yeah. By far the most common evidence for Bigfoot is eyewitness reports. Unfortunately, this is also by far the weakest type of evidence. Psychologists and police know that what eyewitnesses estimate is notoriously unreliable, and that people are simply not very good at accurately describing something that they saw, especially at a distance of low light when the subject is partially hidden by trees and foliage, as most Bigfoot reports are. Anyone can be mistaken, and pilots, policemen, priests, and public, that's a new word, isn't it? Public officials are no exception. Most Bigfoot researchers admit that the vast majority of sightings are mistakes or hoaxes, up to 95% by some estimates. Still, they insist that Bigfoot must be hiding in a tiny portion of sightings and reports that cannot be easily explained. The most famous image of a Bigfoot in the short film was taken in 1967 by Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin. Shot in Bluff Creek, California, it shows a dark man-sized and man-shaped figure striding through a clearing, widely, hang on, widely considered a hoax. It remains to this day the best evidence for Bigfoot. However, this poses a serious blow to the film's credibility. It's real, and these Bigfoot creatures are really out there wandering in front of people with cameras. It's very suspicious that better films and videos haven't merged since that time. These days, almost everyone has a 5 megapixel HD camera in their pocket with their iPhones or other devices. At no time in history has so many people had high quality cameras on them virtually all the time. If Bigfoot exists, logically the photographic evidence for them should improve over the years. Yet it hasn't. Photographs of people, cars, mountains, flowers, sunsets, this and everything else have gotten sharper and clearer over the years. Bigfoot is a notable exception. One possibility is that there is some supernatural explanation, such as the Bigfoot somehow emits special unknown light waves that inexplicably cause the beast to always appear, out of focus in photographs, no matter how good the camera is. The more logical explanation suggests that these things don't exist, and that photographs are merely hoaxes or misidentifications. Hey, that's a big word. We'll make that the word of the day. Misidentifications. Ready? Let's go into intelligent mode and spell misidentifications. It's MISIDENTIFICATIONS. Word of the day. Misidentifications. I can't pronounce it. I can spell it. In his book, Footprints, veteran researcher Grover Krantz, Johnson books, 1992, discussed alleged Bigfoot hair, feces, skin scrapings, and blood. The usual fate of these items is that they either receive no scientific study or else the documentation of this study is either lost or unattainable. In most cases where competent analysis have been made, the material turned out to be bogus, or else no determination could be made. When a definite conclusion had been reached through scientific analysis, the samples have invariably turned out to have ordinary sources. Bigfoot hair turned out to be an elk, bear, or cow hair. For example, the Bigfoot blood is revealed to be transmission fluid. Well, there's a Bigfoot truck, if memory serves me correct. Monster truck, funny yeah. Sometimes alleged Bigfoot samples are subjected to DNA analysis and deemed unknown or unidentified. Results do not mean Bigfoot. There are many reasons why a DNA sample might come back unknown, including that it was contaminated or too degraded by environmental conditions. A lot of big words in this, isn't there? A lot of big words. I write down a lot of big words. Or it could simply mean that the animal it came from was not among the reference samples that the laboratory used for comparison. We have no reference sample of Bigfoot DNA to compare it to. So, by definition, it cannot be a conclusive match. In fact, genetics, I told you, big words, provides another reason to doubt the existence of Bigfoot. It cannot just be one elusive creature. There would need to be tens of thousands of them in order to assure enough genetic diversity to maintain the species. I'll get to that in a minute. I'll get back to that in a minute. With so many of them out there, surely at least one of the creatures would be killed by a hunter or hit by a motorist on the highway and even found dead by accident, disease, or old age, by a hiker or a farmer at some point. And no bodies or bones or anything else have been found. Hoaxers have further contaminated the problem of sorting fact from fiction. Dozens of people have admitted faking Bigfoot photographs and nearly every other type of Bigfoot evidence. One man, Rand Mullins, revealed in 1982 that he and his friends had carved giant Bigfoot tracks and used them, fake footprints, for decades. Which are real, which are fake? Often the Bigfoot experts themselves cannot agree. Lack of good evidence hasn't dampened the enthusiasm of Bigfoot buffs. They have all they need in the sighting reports: fuzzy photos, inclusive hair, and hair samples, rather, inclusive hair, footprints to keep the search going. Until better evidence comes along, old evidence will be rehashed and re-examined. And unless Bigfoot is proven to be alive, the search will continue. So we go on to the next side of this. I mean, one thought is, could escaped animals account for Bigfoot sightings? Now, I don't mean if your cat went for a walk the other day, would it be mistaken for a Bigfoot? Obviously not. This thing's massive. Cats are like, yeah. I mean, cats can be a bit of a monster sometimes, but no. Last weekend, a chimpanzee was seen rampaging through a Las Vegas neighborhood. It wasn't a hoax nor hallucination, but it wasn't the first time. What might this sort of bizarre and scary incident have to do with Bigfoot and other mysterious creatures? Plenty. Field of cryptozoology doesn't merely include unknown animals like Bigfoot, but also those out of place. And he'll shit himself. No, he or she is like to assume it's Bigfoot. Bigfoot is, of course, not. See, so many shows that are looking for these things. I would love for whatever they're looking for to appear. Can you imagine it where they're going through the woods going, Bigfoot, Bigfoot, are you there? And all of a sudden this thing John goes, I'm here! It would scare the living crap out of them. It would scare the living crap out of them, wouldn't it? It's like Most Haunted where they go around the houses and all these manors and stuff. They're going, if you're here, please let us know. Please show yourself. We won't be scared. Yeah, honestly, yeah. Wait, mad moment there. Mad moment. Mad moment. But anyway, you'd like to assume it's Bigfoot. Bigfoot is, of course, not the only large hairy animal that can stand on two legs. Bears, for example, can stand and even briefly walk on two legs, as can chimpanzees, bubbles, baboons, and other animals. The large animals, such as moose and elk, when seen from behind or in near darkness, can also appear to be standing on two legs and therefore Bigfoot-like. In these cases, the reason that an eyewitness rules out an unknown animal is in favour of an unknown one is that he or she assumes there are no wild animals in the area that could look like that. Clearly, that is not always the case. As wild animals lose more and more of their native habitats, they are drawn closer to cities and towns. Coyotes and bears, for example, have become an increasingly common sighting in many areas, and that's the only tip of the iceberg. In 2010, two camels and a tiger were found in the woods in Canada. The animals were among several beings moved from Nova Scotia to a private zoo outside of Toronto, and they escaped when the truck carrying them was stolen by thieves in Quebec. I bet they shit themselves. They checked out the load, didn't they? In 2009, an Oklahoma couple driving home from church on US 81, about an hour north of Oklahoma City, swerved to avoid an 8 foot tall, 4,500 pound elephant on the highway. It escaped early that day from a circus at the Garfield County Fairgrounds, and amazingly, no one has been able to track it or find it. How can you miss a bloody elephant? God. And of course, there's a bizarre and tragic case in October 2011 when an Ohio man released his private menagerie of exotic animals into the wild before killing himself. In all, nearly 60 animals, including wolves, grizzly bears, lions, Bengal tigers, leopards, and monkeys, scattered into the woods outside of Columbus. All were evidently recovered. Many had to be killed. There are many, many other cases similar to these, and likely even more than go unreported. Some people whose exotic pets escape may not want to report it to the police for fear that they will be fined or jailed, either for illegally keeping them in the first place or for allowing them to escape, or that their animals will be shot and killed. These misplaced animals don't always escape from private zoos or circuses. Last year, a 140-pound cougar was killed on a highway in Connecticut, far outside its natural habitat. One wonders how many people saw the cougar during its journey halfway across the United States. Did anyone see the elusive creature and think it might be an unknown creature or monster? This is how it works sometimes. While some of these unusual animals were recovered within hours, others spent days or weeks roaming rural areas. It's likely they were spotted at some point. It's also important to remember that, like most Bigfoot sightings, like Bigfoot photos, are not clear detailed. Close up and well lit, most reports losing track of where I am now, are merely of something large, dark, and unidentified in the woods, a distance behind trees and foliage in shadows or under dusk. Under these conditions, with some imagination, just about anything can look mysterious. Elephants in Oklahoma, camels in Canada, cougars in Connecticut, and chimps in Las Vegas. Escaped or unusually mobile animals cannot, of course, explain every mysterious animal sightings. But then again, they don't have to. It only takes a few unknown reports to generate and fuel the belief that it brings forward the Bigfoot sightings. So there's one of the evidence. There's some of the conjecture. And one of the things that came up there that I actually agree with was let's go to completely away from Bigfoot, but as example, let's go to Nessie. Now, if you don't know what Nessie is a supposed serpent that lives in Loch Ness. Loch Ness. And the thing is, it's been there for hundreds of years, hundreds and hundreds of years. Now, one animal cannot live that long by itself. A minimum, you need two to breed, have two offspring, one male, one female, and so on and so on and so on. But that's pure luck that they get two, as in a male and a female. So logically, to exist and live, you need to have quite a few of these creatures to keep their chain going on and on and on. And that one little thing is one of the strongest negative things that go against these legends of these creatures. Now, stepping aside from that, Bigfoot, does Bigfoot exist? What do I think? Oh, there have been many, and I do mean yes, some sightings have been fake, as I was saying earlier on. That goes against the probability of existing. But then, if all it takes is one sighting to be right, one sighting, then the question must come up: What is it? I personally believe there is some sort of unknown species or creature in the forests of America that have yet to be found. Intelligent species. Now, this is species is so intelligent it remains undetected by those looking for it. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying why not? I have an open mind. I have a very open mind to these sort of things. I like to believe that Bigfoot does exist. And it exists over the in the forest and in some of the shows I've seen things in some of the shows that I've been watching that I do think, well, if they've been constructing this, they have to be very intelligent. You know, they know when they're being watched, so they don't come out. I mean, if you know you're being watched, would you want to come out and go, "Hi, I'm here"? No, you hide. You keep out of the way. You let the city buggers wait and wait and wait. Then when they go, "Oh, he's not coming out. We've got to go home," you can go, "Bye, bye." Yeah, I believe there is a form of mysterious creature that does exist in the forests. Um, by different names, may it be Sasquatch, maybe Yeti, maybe the Ponderable Snowman. I'm a believer. I do believe that, for one, the Bigfoot does exist. You heard it from me. My guys weren't with me today when I was making this. I've had no words from them because they didn't want to be a part of it. They must probably up there laughing at me as I talk about it. But yeah, honestly, I do believe that Bigfoot does exist. What it looks like, I wouldn't have to guess. Maybe it's some sort of monkey thing and ape-like creature. I don't know. Is it an offshoot of humanity? Um, is it? Have you ever thought that it may be planets, not planets defenders? That's wrong. It's going up too far. But how about it could be here to keep an eye on us? There you go. How about that? How about they're here to watch us to make sure we're doing the right thing, and they would, they can step in if we do something wrong. So how about that? Could they be extraterrestrial? That's another possibility. Um, they could be sent down from the spacecraft and stuff, or dimensional travelers who come in to keep an eye on us. So that's never thought. That's one conclusion, that one thought I've never actually heard when I'm watching or reading. The correct answer is we don't know. We don't know. I do believe. I believe. Believer, believer. I am a believer. And on that note, the time has come. The time has come to say farewell. If you've enjoyed this show, if you've enjoyed my rambling and the madness of my mind, please hit that like button and let me know you've liked it. If you've got anything to say about this video, any comments, please let me know. I love to hear what other people think. I love to hear when people think I'm talking completely not bullshit. I've no problem with that, no problem at all. I like to hear other people's thoughts. We're all different. That's the whole point of these videos. We're all different. So, going back to what I say, if you've enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel. And when you want to know when these videos are coming out, it's normally once a week, but when you want these videos coming out, I'll ring my bell, I'll ring my bell, ring along, and more. Tell your friends about this show. Tell your friends about this show. Because you'll never know what the madness I am going to talk about next. And on that note, people of my friends, until next time, I am Trev the Rev, and I ain't no picker.